I am feeling some type of way right now. We're gonna dig into something that has been, it has been a thing. I've got my tea, because I'm just gonna be sipping it. I might spill it. I don't know what's gonna happen. Why can't I ever? Now before I get into this video, I posted a video a couple of days ago. It is hands down one of my all-time favorite films that I have ever put on this channel, and like none of you were notified about it. If you guys have not seen it, I broke into my mama's house, Miss Darling, after being on lockdown for 65 days. I went to her place, I broke into it to surprise her, and then I challenged her to a dance battle. I made a whole film about it. Those of you guys who have seen it have told me that you think it's one of my all-time best videos on the channel, and it kills me that most of you guys were never notified and don't even know that it exists. So it would mean the world to me if after this video, if you guys would go and watch it. Even if you leave this video early, I really hope that you guys see that one. So I will have it linked in the description. I will have it pinned in the top comment of this video so it's easy for you to find. So please watch it. It would honestly mean so much to me. Okay, let's get into just there have been a lot of people who have left comments about my weight, and there have been people who are sending me private messages. People have sent me emails about my weight and their thoughts about it. I have to make things very, very clear as much as possible, because I know no matter what I say about how I personally am feeling about my own body, somebody is not gonna like something that I say. I wanna make it very clear, I do not in any way, shape, or form believe that there is a perfect weight out there in the world. It does not exist. I think that we all have different weights and goals, both aesthetically and health-wise, that are conducive and ideal to our individual lives. And that comes in every different kind of size and shape. I do not think that like you have to be one specific shape to be beautiful or to be worthy or valuable or any of those things. I don't think your worth has anything to do with your weight. And some of us struggle with how we feel about our weight more than other people do. Society has deemed, or at least American culture, like has deemed as like from this weight to this weight, this range in here is like the ideal that you should shoot for, which I think is like a really sad kind of ridiculous pressure to put on people, that they have to fit in this range in order to be considered attractive in some type of way or healthy. Since people have taken it upon themselves to routinely bring up and draw to my attention my weight and my body changing, I have obviously noticed it. I live in my body every single day. I'm going to share with you guys my experience and what's been going on in my life for the last 2 years. It has nothing to do with anybody else. People who have left me comments or sent me messages, I don't think that like all of them are coming out of like from a bad place. Some of them are like mean. Some of them are just like straight up like, okay, you're trying to shame me right now, and like I don't have time. Like I don't give a fuck. It's just ridiculous, and it's 2020, and why are we still shaming people for how they look? Oh, honey, I just Now for me, I'm coming from a place of like, I wasn't so much bullied about my weight like growing up. I've been more so bullied about my skin color, you know, racist stuff, and my hair, and my face, and my masculine to feminine ratio, and like what people think about that. I can't. They feel like they have some right and entitlement to make a comment about your weight if they don't think that it fits some stupid ass standard that we have set up. I'm sorry, I am just in a mood. Look at what my weight gain is giving me. Look, there it is. There's the wobbly bits. You know what, right now I want you guys to leave a comment in this video and say something nice about yourself. Leave a comment and tell me one thing that you like about yourself. Leave a comment right now. Okay, just to give you guys some perspective, since like late teens and then like becoming an adult, my weight usually would fluctuate between like 120 to 130 pounds. So we'll call like 125 is the average. I'm 5'9" on a good day. So over the last 2 years, at my highest weight, have weighed about 161 pounds. Generally speaking, now I have been 155 to 160. So I have gained roughly about 35 pounds. I know that there are going to be people who have opinions whether that is a lot of gained weight or just a little bit of gained weight. Not that long ago, I went to my gynecologist, the annual checkup. He, puts me on the scale and he checks my weight. He weighs me and he looks at it and he was like, oh, I see we've been putting on the pounds. Do we need to have a conversation about this? And I was just like, can a bitch come to her gynecologist and just get her ovaries checked? And I said, I don't know, doctor. Do we need to have a conversation? Do you need to sit down for? Because I'm just wondering, what are my ovaries saying right now? That's what I'm here for. I understand the doctor wants to know, like, if anything changes in my body, I guess. I don't know what that means. Now, he's no longer my doctor. I know that much is true, but that's another story. The main reason why I have gained the weight that I have is contributed to a few things. It basically started when I started over with this new channel. I had taken this route of creating like a really high level, high edited style of content, which was extremely time consuming and challenging to pull off. And so I went into this phase where like I would go all day without eating, and then when I finally would eat at like the end of the day, I would completely blow it out on like trash comfort food. So like, the pizzas and the nachos being my personal favorite. Desserts, oh my gosh, desserts. And then I was extremely sleep deprived. I was working usually 24 to 48 hours straight without sleeping. There were many times when I would work up to 60 to 70 hours. I did clock 72 hours once without sleeping. I think I took a 10-minute nap. Terrible thing to do to yourself. So I was extremely sleep deprived, which wreaks havoc on your everything, especially your metabolism. That extreme sleep deprivation, as you guys know, I've made a couple of films about this, led to very severe chronic anxiety. That was a whole, So with this extreme anxiety, I had massive panic attacks. I would get really sick. My stomach was like in horrible condition and I would throw up. I was throwing up a lot. I was taking like all different kinds of medication and seeing a doctor. And so I convinced myself that I needed food like burritos and beans and like bland foods, but like lots of it, salty food to like ease my stomach. And then that turned into a pretty severe depression. Again, I've made a couple of films about this. When I was in that extremely depressed state, I went through a couple of different cycles where I felt stuck all of the time and I didn't want to do anything. So I decided the best way for life to get through life is to just sleep all of the time. I was taking like the sleep aids, just like knock out. And then when I would wake up, I turned to food as a comfort mechanism. Fondly refer to it as my depression diet. I was only going to eat foods that made me emotionally feel better in that moment. It was almost like if a food was healthy, because I was in such a mental state of like feeling such trash about myself that I didn't want to knowingly do something that somehow could help me. You know what I mean? I would categorize it in some ways as a form of self-harm. I don't deserve to feel better. I don't deserve to get better. I don't deserve to feel good about myself. I am trash. I am a terrible person. I shouldn't exist. And like I'm still very much dealing with it. I think I'm getting better, or am I just getting indifferent? Sometimes it's hard to tell. As a result of that type of eating and complete inactivity, I gained the weight that I gained. Yeah, predominantly it's in my waistline. There's a part of me that's just been like fine with it. I don't want to feel bad about my body being a different shape because there should be no shame in that. I want to get to that place where I've realized that, you know what, the very fact, number one, especially for those of you who've seen my film Unspoken and you know that what I went through, I want to look at this period of my life, this last 2 years, as not as like some failure. I want to look at these last 2 years as like, damn, I survived. Like, I am here, living, breathing, and creating things, and like, that's pretty cool. But I don't want to look at my body and feel like I don't want it to see something negative. I am not at the place in my life where I am routinely stepping on the scale like every single day. And the funny thing is, I was doing that when I was my thinnest. I think I was like down to 110, 115 pounds. I was on the scale all of the time, and I just thought that there were just so many problems with my body, and oh my gosh. Me personally, when I look back at myself when I was that weight, this is just my own personal opinion of my own personal body, I feel like I was too thin. Now that being said, I do fully 100%, I do know that there are people, some of you maybe, who are like on that cycle of stepping on the scale every single day and then judging yourself based on the number, whether you think it's too high, too low, or whatever. I have been there. It can become a trap and this kind of prison. Somehow, no matter what that number says, I am going to shame myself and feel like I am failing. Somehow separate yourself from that and just keep reminding yourself that that number, whatever it is not a reflection of your worth. I am shit at it. I tear myself apart like nobody's business. There is no hate comment out there that can rival the shit that I have said to myself about myself on a regular basis. I am the worst! When I was at that weight, this was a time when I was on tour and I was performing every single night, and I had developed multiple chest infections. And so pretty much every single night in between my shows, I was throwing up. Not only was I hardly eating anything, and then I was hardly sleeping. I think we had 3 days off and I had 75 shows at the time. So like all of these things contributed to like my health was in pretty poor condition and I lost a lot of weight. You just never know what someone is going through, you know what I mean? I hated the way I looked forever. I still have such a problem with my body, my face, my teeth. My gosh, my teeth. Everyone got something to say about my teeth, and y'all have no idea what is going on medically, what I have been through my entire life with my teeth. That is a whole nother story. So what now? I do know that I want a new body, in that I am going to be working on a new self. It's not tied to my weight. What I want to focus on is my mental health and my physical health. And I know that the food that I have been eating and the extreme lack of working out is unhealthy. I don't feel good inside. And yeah, so I was thinking about documenting it and sharing with you guys just my journey, my road to getting healthy. If that's something that you guys are interested in, I will be sharing kind of like progress updates and stuff and what I am doing on my Instagram. So if you guys follow me on my Instagram at Spanky Valentine. If you guys haven't seen my new film, my new short film, which is hands down one of my favorites that I've ever done, where I break into my mom's house, challenge her to a dance battle, Miss Darling. Oh my gosh, and she has a YouTube channel now. If you guys haven't seen the video, please do take a moment and watch it. It would just mean so much to me because that is one of my all-time favorite videos that I've ever put on this channel. All right, so to wrap it up, like, I know that there are probably a lot of you guys out there who struggle with body positive challenges. Just reminding you that you are freaking beautiful no matter what you look like. One thing I'm certain of, there is no such thing as a perfect size, but what does matter is finding ways to be happy with yourself exactly where you are right now. But I'm also acknowledging that I suck at that and I have been horribly mean and unkind to myself. I am going to be on this journey with you guys, a journey to better health. So if you want to share it along with me, I don't know, maybe we can get a hashtag going. Hashtag Swoop Life. Swooping in on the things you want for yourself, attacking, getting it, and going. I just want you to remember that you are more beautiful and brave and powerful than you could ever possibly realize. I will see you in the next one. Watch my film, link in the description. Swoop! Surprise!
A little bit of rock. little bit.